Mr. Huang again. Hopefully you enjoyed the first part of this project, and today I'm going to demonstrate what you're going to do to finish off this project. So this project was about symmetry, which means that one side of our paper is going to look exactly the same on the other side of the paper when you fold it in half. And this line that we got going down the middle right here is what we call a line of symmetry. So when you have this line of symmetry, if your picture is symmetrical, both sides of the paper should look like mirror images. And today, for lesson 2 of this activity, we are going to be coloring in our picture to keep our artwork symmetrical. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to need some things to color in. So for this project, you can use whatever you like. You can use color pencils, markers, pens, or pencils for this project, or crayons also. But the way you're going to do it to make sure that you keep your design symmetrical is you're going to choose one side of the paper and you're going to just choose one shape or one overlapping space. So for instance, if I'm going to color in this space over here, I'm going to choose one side and I'll just do this with the red color pencil. And I'm just going to choose this one space. So if you have overlapping shapes, you can choose just a part that's overlapping. You don't have to do the whole shape. So I'm just going to choose this one side. After I do that, I'm going to go to the opposite side and find the same space that I colored in over there, and I'm just going to color it the same exact color. This way I'm making sure that I'm keeping my design symmetrical by using the same exact colors on both sides also. And the reason why I want you to do this is because when you're doing one shape at a time and then immediately doing the other side, you make sure that you are not going to run out of your colors later on down the project. So that's why I'm not coloring in the whole left side of my picture and then go over to my right side. So I'm doing one space or one shape at a time to make sure that I will have enough of my coloring tools to complete it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll color it. Okay? Then you'll move on to another color. So let's say I do this one with a red-orange now. So I'm going to do this shape on one side. It might look exactly the same, but it's slightly different than the red that I was using before. And I'm going to go over to this side of the paper, find the other space that's exactly like it, and I'm going to color it in with the same color. And you're going to do this picking one area or one shape on one side of your paper and then immediately go do the other one until you fill in all of your shapes and spaces. And you can mix up your materials. If you don't want to just use color pencil, after I do this one, I'll switch to markers. So I'm going to go over here and find that same space on this side and just try to color in this. But for each side, make sure you're using the same material of the same exact color, because markers and color pencils may look different even though they seem to be the same color. They'll look different because that's just the way different materials mark. So I'm just going to go in here and color. And now I'm going to switch over to marker. And I'll get a very different color now, just so you can see how this works. And I might just use this blue for a couple more spaces on here, so I don't always have to just switch. And it doesn't matter if you start on the right or left, but as long as you just do one side first, and then when you're finished, you use the same color, the same material on the other side. So you see for the rest of this project, I'm going to just finish up these shapes and spaces right here with different colors and different mediums. When you get to this point of the project, the next step is after you finish coloring in all your shapes and spaces, you may have some white space around your shapes and spaces that you colored in. So what you're going to do at the very end of this project to keep the symmetry in your artwork is that you're going to choose one color, just one color, and I recommend using something that's easy to fill in large spaces, like crayons. Markers are a little bit tougher because you may see the streaks in your marker, and color pencils. So I really recommend using something like a crayon to color in the rest of your background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a color that I haven't used yet. And remember I said that when you use different materials, the color will show up differently even though they're the same color name. So I'm going to use a crayon for this, and I'm just going to color in the rest of the background to finish off this project. Now when you've completed your project, you should not see any white spaces on here. So this is our project on symmetry, and I hope you enjoyed it. I want to challenge you all if you see anything symmetrical, tell your parents, tell your guardians, tell your brothers and sisters, or tell your friends that you see symmetry, because there's lots of things in the world with symmetry. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I know I did this in fast mode, but I'm going to give everybody 2 weeks to finish this project, and then you're going to turn them in on Google Classroom. So I cannot wait to see everybody's creations for this project. I hope you enjoyed it once again, and I hope to see everybody during my office hours. Bye-bye.